right. So let's see. First things first, Happy New Year to everybody and good morning. It's been a crazy end to last year where pretty much everything was dying as we approached the last few days of December 2021. And then that last week of December, everything started coming back up, right? So SPY and QQQ, which summarized pretty much the majority of stocks we care to day trade, the list of my power stocks, they all started coming back up big time. Now, going into today, we're seeing brand new highs already, like literally SPY and QQQ soared up. Having been through an entire year with you guys on this YouTube channel and been through more than 2 years of actually day trading and learning and watching and seeing trends and patterns, uh, I've been able to amass a list of stocks I know that tend to soar like crazy every year, like without a doubt, right? So things that happened, for example, January 2021, ZOM, AMC, Dogecoin was a thing, crypto was starting to soar, right? There was so much that happened throughout 2021. I've been working on a video that is kind of a rewind of everything that happened in 2021 because I did see a lot of people that did something like that, but wasn't exactly as extensive, or either they missed a bunch of things that I cared about, or I don't know, it just didn't feel like it was good enough. So I'm trying to finish that up as well. But the main concept is that every year these things repeat, right? So, for example, today, this morning, wonderful little jump occurred in ZOM, right? So ZOM actually just blew up, and when I was still in bed, I saw that it was at 38 cents, which means that it did grab some attention. Right now, of course, Robinhood charts suck, so you can't really see how high it had gone because it comes back down, the price comes down. But this was all the way up to 38 cents, which was amazing because it was too high for the whole month. I've been amassing massive amounts of ZOM, and just the fact that I saw it at 38 cents earlier today means I'll probably pick up more at this 31-cent range today. Right, I've already got 11,000 of it. I brought my average down to 57, 58 cents basically. ZOM was soaring. Now, if this ever goes to anything even close to 60 cents, the gains I'll have are going to be massive because the last time I bought any of it was I bought 6,000 shares of it right here at 35 cents. I bought 1,000 shares of it at 31 cents. So I'm really like amassing ZOM stocks as much as I can. And if this was able to grab any attention pre-market and it was actually at 38 cents this morning, then I am more than confident this is going to keep amassing attention. These stocks, when they start amassing attention, people then start getting together, pumps start happening, all kinds of weird stuff happen. For today's list, I've got a couple stocks that I've been watching that were following a certain trend before the year ended, and then going into today are doing a lot of new things. So first we have Snow, right? This stock fell 0.55% during market hours and was down 0.28% after hours. On the daily time frame and in my other charts in general, you can see right here we've got this flagging pattern happening. This is a tight wedge with a weekly inside day pattern as well. Multiple bullish flow coming in despite Snow trading sideways. So basically in the sweep flows that we see in multiple Discord channels. Now remember, the way my server works is that I follow, literally you can see on the left, a lot of different trading servers. I try to see multiple servers post the same thing, and if multiple analysts on those servers are calling the same thing, it's a pretty confident call to go with, right? So Snow is definitely one. Of course, Tesla and NIO being the most commonly spoken right now in pretty much multiple different servers. But Snow is one that everyone is kind of keeping an eye on. And this pattern that we're seeing here is doing a really good job. You can see all the EMAs and everything in this graph. And basically what we're seeing here is that there's a very good chance that this can keep squeezing and then pop up, right? So that's kind of what we're working on right here. When you're trading for options, you really want to keep an eye on what is the support, what is the resistance. In our own server, I've added a bunch of new things, right? So right now we're still a free server. I'm gonna start amassing people, start showing the profits, start showing the benefits, and then eventually, when this server has at least hit 100 people, hopefully 1,000 people, we're gonna start going into VIP mode where you're gonna start seeing everything I call. In the free version, I only share a couple of my plays, and I, make sure that those plays are gonna make you at least $100 a day. We're aiming for $1,000 a day if possible. That'd be the golden rule. I've also added a knowledge center that I'm still developing, where I'm starting to share a bunch of really nice things you should know if you're getting into trading. Whether you've been trading for a while or you're brand new to it, it's still a lot of good knowledge, and maybe there's something you're not too sure about. You can keep learning, and this is going to keep developing. I just got started on it right now. So this should be done within like a few more days as well. But yeah, with snow, you can see you want to keep an eye on the 352, right? That's a good point to keep an eye on. Back test 335 level as it can test 362 or 375, which would be a breakout. And if you could see this, if you're prepared for this, if you see that whatever you use for alerts, you can set it up there. But if you see that snow is approaching 352 or has broken through 352, it's a great confident play at that point based off of volume and sentiment to actually buy calls for it going towards a price target of 375, right? And then right here are my contract suggestions for that. Next thing, Home Depot. So Home Depot last year during the era of COVID and everything that was going on with people being stuck home was really taking off big time. Like Home Depot was pretty much full every single day. It was packed because everyone was setting up their home offices. Everyone was kind of working on things that they were a little too busy or too lazy to work on in their own houses, right? Whether it was a leak in the roof or something broken in the bathroom, everyone was fixing up their house because your house was no longer something you were going to leave during the day and only come back to at night. Now your house is something you stay at all day, all night, and it had to look pretty because you're going to be doing online meetings. People are doing streaming like I am right now, and then people are of course just developing things to make their home offices prettier. Now, for some other reason, I guess, somewhat related to COVID, but also related to other things, Home Depot actually traded up 1.24% during market hours, but then flattened out again after hours. However, that shows that there's some sentiment there. There's some power there. Home Depot was showing relative strength compared to overall market and managed to close near high of the day despite end of day sell off by the overall market. So remember, sometimes stocks go up, but then if other stocks and other EFTs are not really going up, then it drags things down. For example, you'll often see one stock maybe going up, but then as soon as SPY goes down, that stock just starts going down, even though that stock wasn't part of what brought SPY down. Right? So that's something that happens pretty frequently. And that's because when people see SPY going down, they start selling that too. For example, Facebook related to SPY, right? Now Facebook may be going up, FB shares might be going up, SPY was going up, then all of a sudden SPY goes down, maybe because some other groups of stocks are going down. FB hasn't been going down though, but because people see that SPY is going down, they're going to worry that FB might be related, so FB starts going down too because they're selling off or trying to short it now. SPY and QQQ are what you're supposed to be using to either go long or short on a bunch of different shares, whether or not they're related, based off of whether or not they're related to SPY or QQQ. Here currently is forming a cup on the daily time frame, so you can see that really nicely right here. All right, so this big bar right here was the big point, and then you can see the different levels here: 403, 410, 416, 427. It's been breaking through. There's a little resistance right here at the 420 point, right? And if it breaks through, then this cup will just go ahead and just blow up. You want to keep an eye on the 416 level. If Home Depot breaks with volume, it can test 420 to 427 level resistance. But again, here are the contract suggestions if you're looking to watch Home Depot to actually make a play. The real chat in the market today are really about NIO and Tesla. And I got Bidu in the middle here because Bidu is also something that's on the watch. You can see this massive, beautiful green candle right here. But NIO stock fell 2.28% during market hours and was down 0.47% after hours. But right now, it's actually up big time, right? So NIO and Tesla are both looking really gorgeous. If we look at Tesla right here, right, for the day, it's up 9% now. All right, let's refresh this. There you go, 8.7%. So that's a pretty big jump on Tesla right there. Anyone that was swinging calls from last year into today did a really big jump right there. Right? So that's a pretty sweet move on that aspect. SPY and QQQ taking off similarly, and pretty much everything's kind of trying to make its way up. Right, so along with ZOM, the other thing that I've been stacking up on big time that I'm sure we all have seen at some point, if you were trading last year, was METX, right? METX was also having its days where it would just bust out, right? So I've got 5,000 shares of that right here. These are the little things here. I'm just, things I pick up, keep an eye on. not the most massive investments. Of course, I've had to pull a lot of funding out because, as many of you may know, if you don't know, November I got married, so I took a lot of funding out for that. And then now, right here, this is my new apartment with my wife, so took a lot of funding out for that. But I've been lowering my overall average on a lot of things. Like B Square is another one that I was in my earlier days caught bag holding, and this was at a really high average. I've been able to lower it big time. I keep buying it. I keep buying it at like right here, for example. I've been doing this over and over. I'll buy it at $1.71, sell it at $1.75, and I just keep doing that over and over. Keep selling that portion for a profit, and every time I sell that little portion for a profit, I'm able to lower my average because I keep buying it at the 171 or whatever. Eventually, this is though possibly going to soar again. If you look at the 1 year, right, you could see what happened in 2021, right? So there was this day right here, went all the way to 840. Then it had happened again over here, almost went up to the same price, $8. I think we're ready for it to at least hit $4, right, in the next spike. So I've stacked up, as you can see, quite a bit of this as well, right, 1,200 shares. But lately, what I've been doing is just buying it over and over and selling it, right? So I keep buying and selling it, keep buying and selling it, for little cents. But the real purpose of those little cents, one, of course, is profit. Two, it's lowering my average cost. So if I can bring this average down to $1.90 even, then eventually I'll be able to actually make this very profitable. So that's one of the other things that are happening there. But I'm happy to see that the markets are looking green right now, right? That's the beauty of it. If we look at Tesla right here, Tesla really shaky, right? You can see big red sell-off candles here. So you gotta be very careful with that. These are really, really big red candles. But what you want to see in this kind of a pattern is the fact that even with these massive sell-offs, there's still a lot of sentiment and volume that keeps bringing it back up. Right? It's like it's recovering every time. Look at these multiple red candles dropping it big time, all the way down to here, the 929, 915 level, and then it still came back up. Massive group of huge green candles. So what this often leads to is a breakout. That's what we've seen because it's not dying, nor is it actually soaring. But the fact that there are groups of people actually trying to keep it soaring, or whatever companies are actually keeping it soaring, you really want to watch for those levels and see. It can go either way, of course. There's no one's a god here predicting it. But when you start seeing it push a certain level, whether it's a previous resistance or actually maintaining support, then you can start predicting it, right? If you start finding the fact that it's going to start bouncing from here, you could start getting calls. Now, what often happens is, once you see this first fall, see this second fall, this is now about to make a third fall. So at this third fall, you could take a risky call and buy go long and buy calls, and it might fall a little more, so don't worry if it goes red, but then it starts going up, and you'd be in big time profits. And you could, of course, always remember that if you have funding to buy 10 contracts of something, probably should just buy two. In a risky play, buy two, because then if it goes down more, you could buy two more. If it goes down even further, you buy another two, and then eventually when it starts coming back up, you're good, right? So with risky plays, and remember, in my Discord when I make alerts, I will say it's a risky play. And the risky plays, you want to make sure you don't buy the maximum amount of stock or options you can in your first buy. You want to leave room to average down, right? And if you buy it and it instantly goes up, then don't regret not having bought more, because it's okay, it went up. You bought something and it went up, take your profits. You want to start the year with a simple goal of $100 a day, right? The premium, when we do go premium, is going to be $100 a day. You want, sorry, $100 a month, excuse me. So you want to make sure you earn that premium fee on your first day of trading for that month, and then everything else the rest of the month should be fully profits. Keep in mind that because I'm sharing calls from multiple different servers, it's pretty confirmed stuff, right? It's pretty confirmed stuff, and I've been testing it for more than half a year, ever since last year when I first started making this server, gathering things from multiple servers, watching what people are calling, seeing what the plays are looking like, who's having good success rates and stuff like that. Um, on this week's news to look out for, there are going to be FOMC minutes on Wednesday. So that's one of those days you really want to kind of wait till that chit chat is happening and then start trading. Unless there's some reason, I tell you, hey, this is looking like a good play to do right now before the FOMC minutes. But usually, in my past experience, those conversations have led to stocks soaring, but stocks tend to be dying before the conversation occurs. Unemployment claims data has been nasty all of last year, right? Every month, unemployment claims were just going up and up and up. I finished off my last year in Miami. I was in Miami hanging out with my wife. We were on our honeymoon, and everywhere we went, every single store, whether it was anything in the mall, a little restaurant, any little shops somewhere in Miami or Orlando, anywhere, there were signs asking, begging people to work. In fact, there were times where even at our hotel, people came because they were like, "Hey, I need a job, and I saw you're hiring, so I just wanted to come see you in person." And I was like, "Wow, this is pretty insane." There's intense unemployment. People are either not working because they're lazy now, or they think they started something at home that's going to work out for them. Uh, Not sure why there's so much unemployment, even given the fact that there's no longer even stimulus checks being given out to people. So something's up. For some reason, people just are not working. All right. A lot of people are also scared, but that can't be all 500 or 600,000 of these people that are claiming unemployment. But a lot of people are scared to come back into the work environment, right? And many of them are not educated enough to actually be able to work online. They just don't know computers that well. They're not that tech savvy. All kinds of other issues of that sort. So you got to be very careful with that aspect of things. People just aren't ready to transition to working from home. You also have to remember that even if you are tech savvy and educated, there's a group of people that just can't work from home because home isn't as blessed and beautiful for them, right? Either their house is really bad or the environment inside the house is just too abusive and toxic, so there's no way they could work from there. A lot of things are keeping people from actually going into getting a job and becoming employed. So we're probably going to see this unemployment data on Thursday just really, really suck. Um, Other than that, things are looking pretty good. My weekly watch list right here: Amazon, Facebook, NIO, Tesla. Those are my four power stocks I'm really keeping an eye on big time. I've spoken about my power stocks list so many times, right? Oh, this is pretty nice, by the way. This is a new thing that Robinhood did where you can add options to your watch list so you can see how those options are playing out. But yeah, right here's my power list, right? These are all the stocks I keep an eye on. These are the stocks that make massive movements. These are the ones that make gains, and grabbing any one of them while making the good move while they're on the right direction is an easy $100 every single day. So, 2 more minutes till the market opens up. I wish you guys luck. Be ready. So right here, I've added a new thing, day trade alerts, because I didn't want to mix watch lists and day trades in the same place. So I'm going to be making all the calls right here for day trades. Swing trades are going to be over here. So these are trades where you don't have to sell the same day because maybe this is a play I'm seeing that may take a month or 2 months to actually soar, but when it soars, it's going to go up like 300 or 400%. All right, so I look forward to seeing you guys in a bit. Let's see what today brings to us, and I'll be live again later tonight to talk about a rewind of what happened today.